Have you ever felt like something was wrong with your body, but every doctor just tells you you're fine? Well, that's exactly what happened to Sandra. She came to us after years of being told that her labs were normal, but she did not feel normal. She just was not feeling like herself. She was barely functioning. And if you've been dismissed or ignored or just told, it's normal, it's all in your head, then her story might feel familiar. So Sandra was a mom of three, and she was a high performer. She always was athletic and going to the gym, and had a really high esteemed job, and was a hard worker, let alone being a mom. And so she realized slowly that she was starting to feel less and less like herself. She was just kind of fading away. And she was waking up tired. She needed several cups of coffee in the morning just to function. It went from one or two to four or five. And she had brain fog as well. She couldn't remember things. And she just felt disconnected from herself. Then there was the physical part. She was putting on weight, even though she was barely eating. She was also trying to eat healthy. And so that was more frustrating for her. So she went to 3 different doctors. They ran typical tests, basic thyroid tests, CBC, CMP, and maybe a vitamin D. And every time she had the same response. Everything looks normal. Just keep trying to eat healthy and stop stressing so much. And come back if things get worse. But Sandra knew that something was wrong. She knew something deep down was causing this to happen, something that could be fixed. And so that's when she came to us. And so we started with one thing, listening. Hey, we sat, we talked with her, we asked her questions, we learned about her whole history, everything that had happened up until now, what had worked, what had not worked. And we didn't dismiss her symptoms. Okay, we mapped them onto the landscape of her whole life story. And that's how we help get to the bottom of what's really going on. And so we saw a pattern emerging. Okay, so we saw low morning energy. That means usually there's a potential cortisol, adrenal dysregulation there. She was having cravings and crashes, and so there's some element of blood sugar instability involved here. She was having bloating and some food sensitivity. And so that means the gut's involved there. And the gut's connected to everything. The gut is the center of your health. And so really often, it's pretty common, we see hundreds of women that have this kind of combination of energy and hormones and gut issues all connected. They don't have to be, but typically they are. And so no one had ever connected the dots before this point for her, though. They just saw labs, right? We saw a whole person. So we started her on a gentle plan, nothing crazy. We supported her adrenals and improved her protein intake and blood sugar rhythm and slowly helped her gut to heal and finally rebalance. And within weeks, Sandra felt something she hadn't felt in years. She felt that sense of hope, like things could actually get better again. And within months, her energy came back and she was sleeping through the night and her brain fog cleared. And the best part was that she felt like she was the mom that she could be again. She was productive at work and just could do the things she wanted to do when she wanted to do them without feeling like she had to hold back. So if you've been told your labs are fine, but you don't feel fine, then you're not alone. There's often more going on than those standard tests reveal. That's why with every client that we work with, we actually do very comprehensive testing. We're looking at, this is 5 pages here, very comprehensive markers. More than double or triple what the average doctor tests for, that 1 or 2 pages that we typically get. That's how we get under the surface to leave no stone unturned when we're looking for what's actually causing your symptoms and not just treating them with medications or supplements. Okay, to figure out what's really going on, to give you an explanation of why you're feeling the way you're feeling. So if you felt dismissed or unheard by your doctors and feel like that approach just hasn't served you well, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know what your experience has been and want you to know that there's a better approach. And that's why we make these videos. So tune in for the next ones. And again, let me know in the comments below what your experience has been, feeling the way you're feeling, and getting the standard tests and care from your doctors.